Beats Planet.
Back. Let's just say this, man. Let's just, when you go to Home Depot, you know what I'm saying, you're looking for tables, you know what I mean? And, they may have a square table over there. They'll have a rhombus table over yonder way. They even got a hexagon table over in a corner on clearance there because ain't nobody going to buy that thing. But you gotta get a little extra for the round tables, man. When you want to buy a round table, you got to pay with a little more credit. You got to pay one of them gold doubloons from the John Wick series. You know what I mean? You just can't get round tables from anywhere. And this is the round table. What's up, fellas? What's good, man?
Man, Voch, you killing everything. I've been watching your film.
Thank you, sir.
I've been watching Law film. I'm excited to talk to y'all boys, man.
Listen, man, I don't even want to hold y'all too long in terms of the intro, man, because we got so much to talk about. Like we've all touched on it, separately. But it has a different feel when we all get together and talk about this thing, man. This has been, and I'm 27 years old. You know what I mean? Law is about a decade over me. So he was around, you know what I mean? But I ain't never felt an opening like that, never felt a beginning like that, because I know what this team can be. And we know what this defense is. And we said all offseason, if we can get this offense to this point, it looks like 19-0. And that's just me being fan talky or whatever, but it is looking super positive. And everything that we talked about in the offseason culminates. So I hopped into the Illuminati chat box. I just want to, pick the brain of Foots the King, Law Nation. I wanted to pick the brain of Okoye Media. He'll be here in a second. And, we talked about what was the most important. Foots, you real big on this Amari Cooper train, man. Tell us why you think he's the engine that runs this thing.
So obviously everybody wants to talk about the Kellen Moore offense, and I just put out a video about some things that I saw on film, and I've been watching your film as well, and 100%. But I just think no matter what you design, no matter how you scheme it, no matter what you're trying to do, I think having good players helps.
Sure.
And I call Amari Cooper a Ferrari.
That's good.
And look, Isaiah Mosley, he just said it. Hey, shout out to you, Isaiah. Amari Cooper is a Ferrari. And what do you do with a Ferrari? You drive it fast.
Fast.
You feel me?
You drive that thing fast.
You don't drive a Ferrari in the right lane.
I think
you drive a Ferrari in the left lane.
I think, when so many pieces come together, Brother Foots, you know what I mean? When your offense coordinator works and your number one receiver works and your number two receiver's a dog and your slot guy's not a scrub and you got one of the top two running backs in the league and your offensive line is getting back to what it can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing's looking scary, man.
I mean, if you listen to Coop, he's so... Like, people think Coop is shy and he's quiet and he's not. It's actually, he's just well-spoken.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, Mike Meticulous Details podcast. That name is fire, bro.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, can you guys hear me? They're saying they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Sorry if I'm not loud enough.
Let me bump a little volume.
You sound pretty good over here.
Yeah, you good
can
over
y'all
there.
hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
We're going to bump a little volume up. Go ahead.
All right, so here's the thing right here, Voch. He's so well spoken,
sure,
and he's well thought. Like he's a thinker, and like so how he set up that fly.
Yeah,
it was just a go.
Yeah,
but like you said, he didn't want to run out of space.
Yeah.
So
hop to the inside, create a little more room to the outside so he can fly. Sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't sound high. I don't smoke weed. I'm just tired, y'all. I've been coaching all day.
Leave me
alone.
We all tired, man.
What's wrong with these people, Voch? Let me turn up there. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something right now. My man Amari Cooper is the Ferrari. He makes it all go.
Law Nation, what you think, man?
I think that we got weapons all around now. And the thing is, when we look at this team and we look at the actual defensive side of the ball, the only weakness that we have is probably the kicker. And I think that we don't even have to worry about the kicker at this point. We can drive the ball down the field, Ezekiel Elliott, and even when he need a spell, we got Tony Pollards of the worlds out there. And then on top of that, you got guys, multiple guys that can take the top off the defense. Now, we did see last week that McLean or McLaurin, whoever that guy is for the
Redskins,
yeah, he can take the top off defense, but that's only one guy. We got multiple. We got multiple guys that can take the top off the defense.
We're gonna absolutely get into that Redskins breakdown, you know, kind of getting into a little bit of thoughts about that, man. But you know, just in terms of what this team is now they did kind of come out a little slow, just a little bit slow, but when that thing started to revving up or whatever, everything that we talked about in terms of, okay, we got the number one, so Kellen came out, we're going to feed Coop, we're gonna feed 19, we're gonna get him the football, cool, you adjust to 19, so now you want to run like some, you know, cover one kind of look, and you want to shade a guy over on the other side, then Gallup started ripping you to shreds. Then we start eating underneath. Blake Jarwin gets in the end zone. Whitten get in the end zone. I don't see this thing being schemed off of. I was talking to a lot of people. They asked a lot of questions, social medias or whatever, comment sections or whatever. They said, "Yeah, Voch, like you think this because Kellen Moore just ain't got no plays on film or whatever. You think by week 18 that this, you know, like it'll be potent still?" Well, it's not just Kellen's offense. It's we got guys. We got guys. If you on Cowboys.com, they got the sideline sound microphone thing or whatever. And Coop was talking to Gallup. He said, "Hey man, this was gonna be the difference when we get into the playoffs because they can't scheme on one of us." And that makes sense. And we did this thing basically without Zeke. Basically. I forgot Zeke was in the game. I forgot he was active because normally when Dak throw the ball 30 times, I'm out. I don't feel good about that.
Guess what? With that, Voch,
yeah,
it could be a blessing in disguise that Ezekiel Elliott was out there for week 1. Because if we would have had this display without Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm not saying that we could have, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but what I'm saying is collectively, he would have lost so much money because they would look at it like, why? Why would we need you at this point? Because you see how we are right now. It's just me putting it out there to the universe.
Totally agree. But the only opposite, the only counterpoint I can say to that is one day we're gonna have a bad game passing.
True.
One game is gonna happen. I don't know which game is gonna be. Like football is different, man. People want to say the Giants are a bad team, but they may be bad relative, but they're still a pro team that we gotta beat. You know what I mean? One day we gonna run across one of these teams, and the passing game just ain't gonna be as smooth as it is. We're gonna have to run the ball, and we're gonna be thankful that we got the best running back in the league, though, man. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, in the piggyback on that, if you guys follow me, I was very I was on top of I wasn't worried if Zeke was gonna miss a few games.
Sure.
Only because I knew so this whole thing banked on Coop being the Ferrari that he is.
Yeah.
Now Michael Gallup taking a jump.
Yeah.
And a person that I call him is I see a lot of TO in his game.
Sure.
I like that comp for him. This could be scary. Because like I've been saying on my channel too, Voch, and not to drive the bus too far off the
forbidding
highway.
Right.
Yeah, but if you think
road.
about it, guys, where are the good secondaries in the NFC East?
Fair point. And I was just gonna get into that. I think, yeah, sure, Terry McLaurin went off, but I just think that the Eagles just did nothing to address their cornerback situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people were telling me,
and on top of that, the Redskins didn't do nothing as well.
They didn't.
Fabian Monroe is probably their best corner.
I said on one of my live streams. I said on one of my live streams, man, you can say that the Giants don't have a good secondary. You can say that. True. But the actual verbiage I used is Cooper's gonna get whatever attention he's gonna get. But if Michael Gallup can go against civilians, that's the key.
That's what I'm saying.
Because look, even when we get to the Saints, Lattimore is gonna be on Cooper, but Eli Apple gonna get dusted.
Wow. Yeah.
Come on. Look around the league.
Every great team got a civilian somewhere. Even when we play the big bad scary Rams, we saw what Coop could do against Marcus Peters. Like, we know what the vibes are. So it don't matter what team we go against this year. I think there's some matchup in there somewhere that we can take advantage to find a good win in. You know what I mean?
And not like that corner coming out of Georgia that played for the Giants. I don't think that
DeAndre Baker.
DeAndre Baker.
Oh my goodness! Cornerback is all about confidence, and once it's gone, baby. And I hope he can bounce back this year, but if not, it's good luck for us because
ain't my team. Ain't my team.
Ain't my problem.
I'm gonna tell you, that is Coop being the Ferrari that he is.
Sure.
I'm telling you, number one. See, here's the with the matchup we got coming up, and not to get too far into skins talk, but Josh Norman thrived on guarding Dez because Dez was more physical. He wanted to win with his physicality and run after the catch. And Coop gonna run past you.
Josh Norman and Janoris Jenkins are barbecue chicken against this set of wide receivers.
He's a Ferrari.
Yeah,
he ain't a Camry. He's a Ferrari. It's a difference.
I feel so horrible. I feel sorry for Josh Norman. He bites on the double move.
I don't.
He don't open up his hips. Boy, he's a zone cover corner, but
it's
he's a cover 2 corner. Absolutely.
It's just so different. And no hate to Dez, but in the Dez administration, every game going into the Giants, like we would always say, we got Jackrabbit. I didn't know his name was Jackrabbit. I always called him, we got Jackrabbit versus Dez Jackrabbit, and we would always walk away saying, he owns Dez. He owns Dez. I heard, does he still play for the Giants? I've heard nothing from him. Did he play last week? Janoris Jenkins, did he play?
Oh, he tried to tackle. He was the guy that tried to tackle Ezekiel Elliott on the goal line.
I didn't know he was on the field. I didn't know he was on the field. So look, if y'all want to put a little context into it, Janoris Jenkins and a number one, like a first round draft pick, I would say that set of corners is better than what the Eagles roll out there. So now what?
I agree. The Eagles, the Skins. So the problem is these guys, they can't run.
Mm-hmm.
They can't run. So, a couple people I see in the chat box don't get carried away, guys. Listen, it's not carried away. It's when you study film all day, and let's be honest, me and Voch and Law, but we follow the draft, so I know where players are.
Sure.
Like I know San Diego I always say San Diego. LA has a good secondary. Derwin, Desmond King. Mm-hmm. All right, they can cover. Green Bay's, it looks like it's turned a corner a little bit as a young secondary that can run. But you need guys that can run and that can make plays on the ball. And when you're looking at, like Law made a great point. That play against Deshaun Jackson, I still think Deshaun Jackson is fast. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But Josh Norman, turn and run, dude. What are you doing? And that's run.
He can't open up them hips at all.
Something.
I noticed that too.
Something I find weird about people on the internet is I can sit up all day and I feel, and I don't just hop on the internet and talk. Like I try to think of flawless points and counterpoints. You know what I mean? I try to put that together. So when I say, in which I thought this was a flawless point, when I say people say you beat up on the Giants cornerbacks, which aren't good. And I say, well, the Saints got a matchup that we like with Eli Apple. In my mind, I thought that point was flawless. People act like they ain't even hear me say that shit. like when we play against the Eagles and they roll Razul Douglas and Sidney Jones out there, But the Eagles would be considered one of those top tier teams that they can't wait to beat, and the Saints would be considered one of those top tier teams that they can't wait to beat. I'm telling y'all, we got the same kind of matchup stuff that's going on here than there. You want to know another matchup thing? Because we watch film that Kellen Moore is gonna find the matchups and manipulate them. I think Jameer Olawale can run past a lot of these Sam linebackers in the league.
Yeah,
I think that's a real thing.
What they gonna do, Voch? They're gonna try to get them linebackers up out of there. They're gonna move those safeties in.
And if they play dime, we're gonna run the football. What do we do?
Dictation. Hey, and I love both of y'all points, because if you look at the NFC East, all these years since 2016, guess what they've been drafting? They've been drafting
the run.
They've been drafting
front
the run. So it's so crazy now that we got a loaded wide receiver.
That's a great point. Law. Law, stop. Let me stop you, Law. That's a fantastic point, sir.
Put some money in the chat for that, man.
That's I ain't even thinking that, Law. Like they've done nothing but bring D linemen in to combat our offensive line. Now we got guys where we can run track meets at receiver, but they ain't got DBs. Law, that's fantastic. You know what? Even if you look at the Bears,
Jonathan
though,
Allen hurt too. Jonathan Allen, I heard he's out. Yeah.
Even if you look at the Bears, like that's mostly front seven. Prince Mukamara don't scare me. Kyle Fuller don't scare me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think most of the teams that we run into is gonna be built front seven wise, and the back end of the thing is not really gonna be matching up to it. So that's a fantastic point, brother. Law Nation. I just gotta clap that up for you, bro.
Oh man, I really appreciate it.
Joe in the chat
box said they got Collins. I forgot that they got Collins this weekend.
Who?
Oh,
he can't cover. He hit Collins. He can't cover. He tackle. He don't cover nobody.
He's an overpaid linebacker. I know. So the one team, because I wanted to overdose on football, and I did, man. When you follow these guys in the draft and where they go, yeah. Shane just said it. The one team, man, is that damn New England. Mm-hmm. Bill Belichick coach defense, Voch.
Yeah, that's the fight. Dog. Yeah, that's the fight. That's the big fight.
It's not even that they're like great players. They just so damn smart. Mm-hmm. Like when you watch them play defense,
sure,
they don't make mistakes.
Sure, they
tackle.
And then the bad thing about it, their defense is full of like regular ass guys that I was kind of iffy about. Like they'll take a 4th round pick and make them special. Kyle Van Noy coming out of BYU was not special. But boy, they found a way to use him. They found a way to use him, man. Dog. Chase Winovich, they know how to use him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dog, Chase is like a dog.
Yeah.
Like he looks like freaking Jared Allen out there.
Yeah.
In as a rookie.
Sure.
And then even somebody brought this up to me, and I was like, damn, I've never seen Stephon Gilmore really get torched.
Nope.
I was like, you know what? You're right. Because even in the Super Bowl, like Alshon did decent, but he didn't get it wasn't on Stephon. And then last year, Stephon Gilmore is like really good.
Yeah.
Like he's really good. Like he is that one corner who would give Coop issues because he can run and has decent size. And he's long for a corner. So, good hips. Stephon Gilmore is a good player. Like I was like, damn, he's good.
Hopefully we undefeated by the time we meet him and we'll fight that thing out. But let me say this and then we'll kind of get into the next portion of this thing, man. I don't think we have a problem on defense. I think a lot of people are panicking about this is what I don't understand about panicking. Okay, we gave up 2 big plays to one of the best running backs in football. Okay,
right.
Cool. Yeah. And they caught us slipping with a mismatch, with Ingram. Cool. But besides that, the Giants scored 10 points. Now, I don't want to sit up here. And act like the Giants are a super great team, but the Giants aren't a terrible team. Like they're not a great offense altogether, but Saquon is fantastic. Evan Ingram is fantastic. Eli Manning gets the ball out quickly, and that can be a recipe for just a little bit of movement. And we did have some guys that didn't necessarily play in the preseason, whatever. All right, cool, but we gave up 10 points.
Who's number 76 on the Giants team?
Offensive line?
Yeah, O-line.
Left guard, right guard, who? Where you at? Right
He
tackle?
he kind of disappeared. He demolished Crawford on several run plays.
Mike Remmers is the right tackle. Zeitler's the right guard. They got a dude named Jalapeno. That's me making fun of him.
That was him, Will Hernandez.
Yeah, he's at left guard, and Nate Solder's at left tackle or whatever.
That was him that watched. He watched Crawford, and I was trying to tell people that Crawford didn't play no preseason.
Sure.
He didn't play no training camp.
Sure.
It's the same story for D-Law. And
Jalen got washed too.
Sure.
Yeah.
But look though, but even if though the Giants offensive line got better, and we saw the defense kind of get back on track a little. Because I tell you what, if we jump on that fumble in the first play or whatever, like they probably wouldn't get 10. They probably wouldn't get 10 because that 70-yard run was right after that fumble from Saquon Barkley. So I'm not panicking, man. I think mid-season form is a real thing. I think that word exists for a reason. That word exists for a reason, man. So I'm not worried about it. But the more that we play defense, the better we'll get. But like Law was saying earlier with kicker, like we're saying now with defense, if we putting points on the board, those units can move differently now. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. And here's the one issue that I had. Tackling. Sure. Now, 100%. Is that more Law points as
they was out?
A lot of these guys didn't play a lot of pre. Yeah. Need a week to get better. Is that Saquon is a general? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Saquon was scary.
Right.
Hey,
look.
Lord, I'm looking like
hey,
dog.
Hey, Foot. I was watching the game, right? All week I was arguing with Giants fans. Like, man, look, I think Zeke the better back. I was watching that shit and I was like, man, Saquon got Zeke.
Man, y'all might got a point. I think Zeke does things better. The problem with Saquon is he can really go the distance, dog.
That's what I said earlier. I said, man, look, we got Zeke, who's a top 2 running back in the league. I used to say he was the best.
It's kind of like the inverse of the argument. Remember when Randy Moss was doing his thing and T.O. was doing his thing at the same time, and you really can't put like a finger who's better. It's similar to that with Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon. Yeah,
because I think I do believe that. I do think Zeke runs between the tackles better.
Sure,
but the thing about Saquon is he's like he doesn't go down on first contact.
Sure,
slippery.
And I was like, dog, can we get this kid to the ground? He is
right.
I would say the biggest thing about defense and in terms of being rusty and sitting out for a while is that you got to get your eyes back used to being fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can always run and be fast or try to be in the best shape you possibly can, but if everything around you is going 100 miles an hour, you got to get your eyes acclimated to that. So physically, everybody may have been on point, but to open up the season with the best running back in the league, you got to get your eyes acclimated to that guy. Of course, it'll probably take you a quarter or so. And I think after that first big run from Saquon and after Ingram, got his little yards, I don't think the Giants did anything else that was noteworthy.
No, yeah, they didn't. I mean, defensively, so I like the Woozier. I got a feeling the Woozier and X Woods are gonna have bigger. I love the way X tackled.
What I like,
X was crunching.
I was just
crunching Saquon.
I was just gonna say it about Cheeto. Cheeto's tackling. Cheeto and Xavier Woods tackling is fantastic top tier corner stuff. I feel bad for Cheeto, man, because he's always in good position, man. He's always a good position, but they always hit him with these freaky ball placements, man. It just Cheeto can do nothing about it. But if he get his eyes around and maybe like play the ball a little better, maybe he can fix that. But at least we know Cheeto as a cover man is good to go at least.
Yes.
Yeah, and talking about position, I thought X Woods was always in position.
Sure.
The one thing that scared me on that run was Jeff Heath's angle. which was just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But let's, like you said, is that more? This guy is just special.
Yeah.
First game, so I didn't overreact.
Yeah.
I did note it, but I'm not because you're up too. You're winning the game.
Sure. I didn't want to cuss Jeff Heath out because he caught the corner on Van Der Esch and Jalen too. So like everybody wrong there. Like
true.
where's the end?
Yeah,
where
and then
y'all
you gotta
at?
understand. You got to be glad that he didn't go in and field, because if he'd have filled,
Right.
Yeah,
it would have been, one miss and
a
Saquon hit the
real house
goalpost.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Let's see. We got some super chats. Uncle Dave says, y'all late. Tell me something we don't know. Uncle Dave also says Norman and Jenkins have lost a few steps. Coop, Cobb, and Gallup will take the lunch of the Eagles, Redskins, and Miami. Oh, we gotta play Miami. Start your Cowboys. In fantasy football. He was talking about Landon Collins when he says that he can't even cover the bed. Okay, cool. Adrian Lindsay says, but Woods ran down Barkley though. Hey man, you got to miss him to run him down. So I feel you on that. Frank Mason dropped 5 in super chat. Did y'all talk about Awuzie? Got that out the way. Skeptical fan. This is another great question. This is going to carry over into Eagles talk. This is going to carry over into Redskins or whatever. I'm assuming he's a Cowboy fan. He's got the Cowboy thing. So cool. He says, who are we going to put on Deshaun Jackson? Well, we've played Deshaun Jackson a bunch, whether it be with him being with the Eagles or him being with the Redskins or when he was with Tampa Bay for a little bit. We don't give up big plays. So no. I'm not worried about Deshaun Jackson. Like that's
I'll give him the Kamara treatment. I'll put my dog on him, hip pocket.
The only reason Jackson caught them touchdown versus Redskins is because for some reason they thought it was a good idea to play cover 0 and cover 1 and just man covered Deshaun Jackson on he runs past people. I don't know why they did that. Like Josh Norman in man coverage versus Deshaun Jackson, that's a recipe for disaster or whatever. But I don't think we're gonna do that. We're gonna keep our guys deep. We're gonna put it might be a job for Byron. Like Byron can probably run with him a little bit, but we're not gonna give up big play. Like I don't fear these top tier receivers, man. I don't fear these guys because Marinelli just know how to scheme against them. So
yes, indeed.
Yeah,
and then Byron, he's gonna be all on Jeffries. I have you heard of Jeffries in the last few years? Alshon against us.
He dropped the pass that would have sent the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and that kind of made me laugh a little bit. But Alshon don't really get off against us like that. So
right.
They do a good job of putting together a scouting report and a plan. Sure. I think it's like what you said, just personnel wise, it just wasn't a good matchup. They found that if they can move Deshaun Jackson around because they put him in a slot and just have him run a go. Sure. And if you're a tick late with a player like that who knows how to stretch the field, you could be in trouble.
Sure.
Yeah. My only thing is you will have to really change up your philosophy a little bit with the Eagles. I just like the fact that when Byron covers Ertz opposed to Jeffrey or any other guy. So that's the only guy that be getting off on us. Sure. Zach Ertz and Dallas Clark, those two boys.
I was listening to something today. I forgot what I was listening to, but they was talking about all right, the Cowboys got to play Adrian Peterson this week. He's one of the better running backs of all time. And like I just heard it and I just smirked a little bit. I was like, man, look, we just played the best running back today. we just played the best 2019 running back. I ain't worried about no old ass AP. AP will probably, he's still solid, to be 57 years old or whatever, but I'm not losing sleep, man. Like the Redskins barely beat they barely lost to the Eagles, but the Eagles were supposed to smoke them, and it was their own fault why the game was even close. I don't see Case Keenum doing nothing to us. I don't see Terry McLaurin ripping us to shreds or Adrian Peterson being better than Saquon Barkley. I don't foresee they defense being anything scary. Law just said earlier, Jonathan Allen's not playing. Now I don't want nobody hurt. I would like to beat a team when they're at full strength, but Jonathan Allen not playing kind of helps you a little bit. So I'm not worried about the Redskins, man. I'm just keep on rolling.
Yeah. When it comes to skins, I mean, let's think about the culture, okay? Me being out here in DC, from the fans, there's really not a lot of optimism around this group. right, Voch, and the way that they drafted, and it's kind of been, let's be honest, a place to I wouldn't say die, but a place you think about the Josh Doxson of the world, and even guys who can't quite stay healthy. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
And so now, you talk about the D line play and the guys that they've got, Deron Payne and Allen. I get it, but are those guys have those guys equated? Have them being drafted equated to wins? No.
No.
The answer is no. They're habitually a 5-win team, 4-win team.
Yeah. The problem is with the Skins is they got rid of the wrong coach. Ever since Sean McVay left, you can see the drop off. Because remember, they was using Christopher Thompson? He was running the ball.
I love Chris Thompson.
Yeah. And this other guy, I forgot his name, that fumbled it away a couple of years ago. So I don't see that type of offense from
Robert Kelly.
Yeah, that kid, whoever it was, But I look at it like this: we gonna figure out a way to get up on them. And Jay Gruden, John Gruden, whatever his name is, he just cronyism, nepotism, a coach that people kind of look at and say, okay, he's
don't use them big words on my show, man. I don't know what that means, dog. Don't you trying to embarrass me, dog?
Basically, he's a privileged coach that he don't belongs in that role, right? That's how I feel like it. He don't belong in that role.
I guess
because I mean, what people gotta understand is too, they don't have an identity.
Sure.
True.
And identity, people gotta understand. Voch, you've been on the sideline.
Yeah.
You got to be good enough at something that they have to stop you.
Yeah.
And while okay, Scary Terry. Listen, I'm not disrespecting. I watched Terry McLaurin in college. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Sure.
But the thing is, what are the Skins' identity? Dallas, you got to stop the run.
Sure.
And that worked in Kellen Moore's favor. He played chess. The RPO stuff. He wanted you to show your hand. He wanted those guys up so we could get, single coverage or whatever, or man or whatever. And he wanted the ball to filter where it needed to go.
Sure.
And that's the thing. The problem is the Skins aren't good enough at something that you go like, who's on a scouting report? Really on a scouting report?
Eric Flowers.
Right.
I can't wait.
Right.
I can't wait. And slow-footed Donald Penn. I can't wait. Right. This might be the week we get some sacks, man. So
because listen, this is now you talking about a bad O-line. I would say they're taking over the role as a worse O-line than the Giants.
Whoever got Eric Flowers is the worst offensive line in the league. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now. Just whoever.
Yeah.
You might as well sign Chaz. That's gonna be the case. I'll sign Eric Flowers. Law, do you have any Redskins players that that you worried about, that you looking at or whatever, that you watching film on, that you concerned about, I guess?
Nah, no one really, but I can say this, like you said, they drafted the guys for the stop the run. But when you stop the run, that means you're going to force teams to pass. Sure. So when you force team to pass, who's going to take the ball away? And of course, you got the Josh Normans of the world, and you have the Fabian Moreau, and you have the Collins. But I don't think that those boys are willing to stop this particular offense because, like you said, we can motion Jameis Olawale out there. Sure. And as soon as they take the linebacker off the field and bring in a safety, I think that's where we're going to eat. And I just feel like this team, Kellen Moore is going to be really focused on, because remember, there was an interview that he gave that he said, I do not want to give the same look over and over again. I want to bring in something new, a different spice. So I'm thinking that we might see I think they called my guy Cedric Wilson from the practice squad on up.
They did.
And you might see Cedric Wilson catch some things. You just never know. They gonna throw a wrinkle.
Shouts out to TL White, man. I know he in the chat box somewhere, or he on the Twitter somewhere, or he just ain't listening somewhere, whatever he doing. But this man been calling for damn Cedric Wilson since week -5, since last year.
I like Cedric Wilson, bro.
Then Cedric Wilson might be Devin Smith. We don't know. It can be anybody. It's how many weapons we got.
Law, you stay updated. What's going on with Cobb?
They say his head hurt. That's what they say.
Are you
Cobb
talking
was
about
that season or
TA or you talking
Tavon?
about Tavion?
No. Tavon or Cobb?
I thought I saw Cobb on the injury report as well.
Yeah, Cobb probably got some rib soreness is what I saw, but I don't see Cobb being an issue. But Tavon say his head hurt, and he may be in the protocol.
Yeah, and
And
that's
see,
the
that
reason
was
why we got multiple wide receivers, because you can't depend on Tavon 100% because he's always injured, and it may be this, it may be that. That's what I'm saying, though. So
that's why I wanted Tony Pollard on his team. I'm glad he's on it. That's why I still don't think I think Tony Pollard's going to play a big role for this team.
Sure.
I do down the stretch.
I foresee
really
Tony
do,
Tony being one of our motion guys, one of our backfield swings, motion guys. I love what we doing pre-snap, man. I don't know if everybody in the chat box watched my video. If y'all haven't, y'all should, man. But we gather so much information pre-snap, man. And it's so fun. Like I've watched the game, I just want to say 20 times, just me guesstimates, 15 to 20 times. I've watched the damn defense twice but the offense is just exciting. Like I keep finding some new things, man. And what we do is we will run out these personnel groups. We'll put guys in different places. We running Coop out the slot, which is exciting. Everybody that we got, they can line up anywhere, man. Cobb, Cooper, Gallup, Jason Witten lined up at the X few times, man. Olawale lined up at the X few times, man. It's exciting, man. So Cedric Wilson, I mean, he'll probably do some punt return stuff. He'll probably be like a gunner or something. But he'll be around doing something if we gonna pull him from the squad.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, so and I know with Cedric Wilson, he is a lot like Cobb in a sense. He just has a feel of how to get open.
Sure.
He just knows how to get open. And I he looks so natural catching the ball. Yeah. In pre. So I like it, man. I like Devin Smith being, man, listen. I'm telling y'all, this season has a really good feel to it, guys.
Feels great.
I know normally I'm kind of tempering expectations, man. F it. Man, listen, Kellen Moore letting that thing go. He letting it go, and it's exciting because, I think I heard somebody say it, and it's true. With Scott, it was one of those things. It was like, all right, first down, power to Zeke, 3 yards.
Yeah.
Second down, out to Witten, out to your tight end. Like it was like 10 personnel out. And you like, dog.
Brother Foots, let me ask you this. Do you think we keep up the volume of deep passes? You know what I mean? I haven't did the official count yet, and I'll probably, chart that tomorrow. But, we probably threw the ball deep 12 times, 13 times yesterday, which is more than we normally do. Do you think that's something that we're going to do moving forward, or is that just us picking on the Giants?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Because you have the playmakers to do it.
Sure.
You got to give. You talking about, so let's go back to your point earlier, Voch. Mm-hmm. You're talking about Gallup got to be civilians.
Sure.
That's Gallup wins on 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
And he's gonna win on those post corners, on those
and yaks.
On those posts. Yeah.
Yak plays.
So give him a chance. Throw it up there, throw it. Yeah. Don't get cute. And I think Dak does a good job of protecting the football. But, give those guys a chance to make a play.
Go ahead, Law. What you about to say?
No, I was just going to say the same thing. They, like I said, they're going to put 7, 8 men inside. And then on top of that, you're going to leave the one-on-one onto the outside. And reason why Gallup got off and Cooper got off and Randall, because they was catching the balls that were thrown to them. So even in tight windows. So I'm looking at the same, if you roll out the exact same game plan and forces them to either try to switch it up and say, okay, now we're going to try to stop the run, try to stop the pass. And now you're going to see Tony Pollard eat. Then you'll see Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott eat. So it's like it's going to happen that way regardless, because this team is now dictating instead of falling back and allowing the opposition to dictate, if that makes any sense.
Even with tempo, I'm looking in a chat box, right. Evolvion M2, he says MT. He says the hurry up gave me chills. This is what I noticed. and you rarely see this in pro ball, like you know, this is a very high school thing, but how you would weave in and out of different tempos or whatever, because sometimes in a game we would use all 60 seconds of the play clock or whatever. You know, we'll be making our changes, we'll make our audibles, we'll make our emotions, we'll really take our time. But when it's like 3rd and 1, then we'll get on the ball quick and we'll run the play and we'll just get there. Then okay, cool, we gonna keep going. Then we'll slow it back down, kill some clock. We killed clock and played ball control, throwing the ball and attacking. I think we had a nice little balance there. We didn't just kill the clock running the ball. Like, we stayed putting up points. And even coming out in the 3rd quarter, where we normally don't do nothing. Now we can go off in the first half, but we get to the 3rd quarter, we kind of fall off a little bit. Well, we got to the 3rd quarter and we kept shooting it. We kept shooting that shot, man.
True.
Yeah. I mean, that's what good teams do.
Yeah.
You think if the Patriots could have, they would have hung 60 on the Steelers.
Of course,
60.
You know they would, of course.
Oh yeah.
Chat box, if y'all got any last minute questions for the panel here, get them in now. Cause after that, we're gonna wrap this thing on up, man. We won't hold y'all too long. We got a lot of other information to get out, man. So don't even fret that. What you were saying, Foots?
No, I'm just saying, man, this is an excellent talk. I'm glad I was able to jump on. Yeah. And I will say this: the people who do stay up with us, with everybody on, Law, even with Okoye, thank you guys. Like, you guys know, like, how we like that really meant a lot that somebody knew that I called Coupe the Ferrari, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, you fans are really, really sharp. I will say that.
Because they watch us, man. Because they listen to us talk. No, that's why.
That's true. Don't get too crazy, guys. Don't go. So, and think objectively sometimes too.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
But don't just think because these are our guys. I'm gonna tell you right here and now. All right, Voch.
Right.
I'm watching our D tackles, and I kind of wanted you to get into that a little bit.
Let's do it.
You and Law, but I know we about to wrap up.
Let's do it.
Let's just say. I mean, it doesn't have to be long, but let's just say, I want to see how they play the run this week.
Sure.
And how they play the play action, because that's where Washington. Like I said, nobody from Washington is really on my scouting report.
Sure.
But it's more so, you know, Shanahan. It's kind of the old Shanahan play that they took from Shanahan, Gruden or whatever, that zone read and zone play action, that long development. So I just want to see how our tackles play.
Couple points in the chat box that I'm seeing. First of all, I kind of got into a little shouting match on the Twitter earlier or whatever. They was like, Tristan Hill's he's a waste of a pick. He should be playing, boom, boom, boom. And my logic as draft guy, if you draft a rookie and they come in and play day one, then you were bad at that position. You know what I'm saying? Tristan can't get on the field because Malik Collins is nasty. He can't get on the field because we got so many 3 techs that can play. Think about this. Malik Collins, Tyrone Crawford, Kerry Hyder, Christian Covington, they're all starters. You know what I'm saying? They've all started before. And whatever their respective team was, they've been first string something. Yeah. I've never seen that in the National Football League. And there are depth guys. Kerry Hyder, Christian Covington are our depth guys. And we we draft this rookie that don't know how to use his hands yet. Somebody said that they disagree. Well, pull up there and say something. Tell me why you disagree. We look. I understand that when you draft a first round pick or a second round pick, you expect them to come in and play. But fam, Tony Pollard playing because Darius Jackson and Rod Smith wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we ain't talking about Darius Jackson and Rod Smith. We got 5 starters on our D line that's playing depth for us.
And finna get another guy to come back in.
And
Robert
Quinn coming back.
And we got Randy Gregory. Could be possibly coming back this year sometime too. So.
Then I see the guru. He says you can at least have him in the rotation. Rotate him when? Rotate and win, because in order to rotate, you want to take somebody off the field. So if Malik getting hot, you want to put the rookie in while Malik hot? No, I'm putting this other starter in the league in. I think the Cowboys are so good as a team that we can afford to draft people for next year. Tristan ain't for this year. Connor McGovern ain't for this year. In my opinion, Donovan Wilson ain't for this year. Those are next year guys.
Guilford, not for this year.
Yeah,
Luke Gifford and them.
I completely agree.
Those are next year guys. So
Truth, yeah.
you watch this pull up. Then you telling me Daniel Ross got more juice than Tristan Hill? Daniel Ross got cut, fam. Wake up. You want to know why Daniel Ross got cut? Because we got 5 starters on the D line. I ain't talking about defensive ends yet. I ain't talking about defensive ends. I'm not talking about tackles.
And Voch, you know it was a political move just to talk political a little bit. The
Sure.
reason why Taco didn't play last weekend or what have you against the Giants,
Yeah, sure.
he could have played.
Yeah, sure. Now,
Let's let you know how this front four it is.
Now, if you want to have that conversation with
Yeah.
with Taco, then cool. Taco been here. Cool. Taco been here for a minute. If you want to talk about Taco being bad or whatever, then fine, sure. But you're not going to tell me 2nd round pick Tristan Hill, 60 overall pick Tristan Hill, going to come in and outplay somebody that has started in this league before. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. So you can be a fan of this team with a certain expectation if you want, man. I just think this team is so different. This team is so different. We have no other choice but to operate this way. Somebody out there loves Cedric Wilson. But did you see Gallup? Did you see Cobb?
But let's think like this, Dan. If we were to draft the safety, would he be able to outperform Jeff Heath game one? I'm not saying Donovan Wilson is a dog, but with this Cowboys organization, who do you think they would have put a Savage out there?
Saquon would have ran smooth over Donovan Wilson. Donovan ain't ready yet. And look, Donovan show a lot of promise, but Donovan not ready yet. Michael Jackson is not ready. Look, I remember back in my playing days in high school, I remember coach looking at us saying, I know a lot of y'all asking to get in the game, but we saving y'all by not putting you in yet. We saving y'all by not putting you in yet. You think you want to play, but if we line you up against one of these savages, you might not be ready yet. You might not be. So, like, I don't understand the notion of rushing our picks. Yeah, Tristan Hill didn't play, so he'll play next year. We got 6 other savages that got real NFL games under their belt. Why are we in a rush to play the 2nd round pick? Why are we in a rush to play the 2nd round pick? I ain't mad, fellas. My bad. My bad. We had another question in here. Fuzz, let me ask you a question. Do you think we move on from Noah Brown at this point? What does he do? What does he do for us now, Noah Brown?
Oh my goodness.
I got a bridge queued up. Well, for Law Nation.
I'm here.
It's time to move on, man. If we got one more game like we had last week,
sure,
it's time to move on, because I looking at whatever Noah Brown can do, I can see Jameis Olawale can do. You know, I just can see that from that aspect. And then if whatever Noah Brown can do, I can see what Blake Jarwin or even one of the wide receivers with that speed. You wouldn't really need what his services can bring to the table. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm thinking that they're going to look at it like this. They're going to might give him one more shot.
Sure.
But at this point, he's not going to be NFL ready, baby. I don't want nobody to be out there trying to stumble and move around and hobble around out there trying to get in NFL shape. So I'll just say, man, it's time to part ways.
If Noah Brown played yesterday, what would he do? Who would you take off the field to put Noah Brown in?
It's an unknown commodity because of the simple fact I didn't see Noah Brown all training camp. I didn't see him all preseason, and all of a sudden you're going to throw him out there. It's going to be career suicide for him because he's going to be out of shape. He's not going to have that same energy nor tenacity, however you want to look at it. And then I'm going to be out here. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session. As we take a deeper look at Noah Brown drops the ball and it hits his body. You know, I don't want to see that. I like the chemistry and the report that we got right now.
Go ahead, Foots.
Somebody said Noah who?
Right.
This
Yeah.
this my thing. And somebody in the chat box say, Voch, you've lost your patience with Noah Brown, just like you did with Lael. I got another.
No.
I don't want to
Hold on.
Can I get him for you,
scream
Voch?
at
Before y'all
y'all.
touch on that topic, before you touch on that topic, 2 Foots,
I'm scream at
we
y'all.
look at Noah Brown from the Scott Linehan system, whereas they relied on that blocking.
What is he gonna do with us? What is he gonna do
as
here? Yeah.
The way I look at it now, I'm looking at Kellen Moore. Hell, he don't need the blocking. He can scheme his way around these things to get the wide receivers open. He can scheme himself around this thing to get the running lanes open. So I'm not looking at Noah Brown as a valuable asset.
Brother Law, let me ask you a question. Would you take Michael Gallup off the field and put in Noah Brown?
Right. Like
No way.
Go ahead, Foots.
Go
ahead, Foots.
And I was about to say, with you too, Voch,
Shout out to
you
Noah Brown.
you are a big skill guy, meaning that you evaluate bigs.
Sure.
And so I'm gonna lean to what you're saying about bigs.
Mhm.
And just because, I see people tagging you and Lyle and he had a good game and
good.
I see it. And I'm just like, guys, relax.
Yeah.
He did have a big game.
Yeah.
But let's be excited more so about the offense. Lyle he's high and he's low. All right. So that means he's somewhere in the middle. So I think that's kind of funny.
This is my thing about Lael, man. Somebody, a couple people, a bunch of people, like a dozen of y'all, tag me on Twitter. Some Cowboy beat writer, whoever the hell, I don't really keep up with them. They made this Lael Collins highlight tape, and the title of the damn tweet said, "Lael Collins' 5 best blocks from Sunday." And everybody tagged me and shit like, "Look, Voch, Lael good. Hi, look at it." One cat was like, "You should be humble and eat crow." Shut your ass up. Listen, this is my thing, right? My first problem is and I don't want to sound cocky braggadocious like everybody should be watching my videos, but every question that's ever been asked in Cowboy ethos, I've kind of done some film work to justify my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I've put in a year's worth of research into my Lael Collins had a bad year take. So when I say, as Voch Lombardi, I think Lael Collins had a bad year, I got video proof backing that up. I got weeks of anguish. I got anger behind it. He's on my team, and I want him to be better. But he's had a year of bad games. You don't have permission. This is why I get braggadocious. You as a civilian don't have permission to tag me to a video that somebody else did, that somebody else put together to try to combat me in my opinion. Now, is my opinion better than yours? No, I'm a human. I ain't shit. I'm technically a civilian too. But if you show me that you put work into your opinion, then I'll value your opinion. Don't tag me to somebody else's video. Don't tag me to somebody else's video. I've done a year's worth of work, 18 games worth of opinion, and you gonna tag me to a top 5 Lael Collins highlight play? Then on top of that, Lael Collins is on my team. I want Lael Collins to be great. I want this offensive line to be flawless. But if he had a bad year, shit, what you want me to say?
Right.
If he had a bad year, he had a bad year. Is that to say that he can't have a good year? Man, I hope he has a good year. I always say if Lael Collins is good with his hands, he's good. If he's bad with his hands, he's bad. Yo, Voch, what does that mean? I want Lael Collins to be good with his hands so he could be good. I don't want Lael Collins to be bad for the sake of my argument. Get better, motherfucker. Like, improve.
Right, yeah, like develop.
I think there's some fans collectively, and I'm not speaking about you, Voch, but I'm talking about some fans. They would want somebody to fail, so they can be right.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott suck. He can't improve this. Troy Aikman went on national TV and said that
they should tear it down.
You got it or you don't. And I'm sitting here like, well, that means that Pat Mahomes was throwing accurate balls when he was coming out of the womb. That could be true. But it's just not like that in life. Sometimes you can improve. And we saw everybody this week backpedaling off of Dak Prescott. And they saying, okay, this guy he got it. He got it. And now I'm sitting there like, where were you all? That's crazy, though.
Here's another thing. Swaggy D. First game, Lael Collins, 92 grade, PFF. I I don't care.
Oh my goodness!
I don't care what the hell.
PFF. I hate PFF, dog.
I don't care what the hell PFF talking about.
I hate PFF.
That's even worse.
I don't even know what metrics they're using. Like
they don't.
They just come up with these grades. Nobody is ever around to justify how they got these grades.
They pull names out of hat.
I'm telling you, man. They come up and again, that's why I do. 100
one film breakdown from PFF.
Yeah, there you
Not
go.
one.
Law. Like, how are you getting this grade? You just pulling, like you said, pulling something out of your hat. Do you have people? How many PFF representatives do they have grading each player that they just throw some shit out there for?
Ain't about
come on,
man.
Seriously?
Ain't about this EP, man. Anyway, man, I've fussed and hollered and screamed on this daggum channel a little bit too much for the day, man. I think we should chill out a little bit and wrap this thing up, man. Fellas, thank y'all so much for coming through, man. I always tell us, man, this is gonna be a big season for us, not as Cowboy fans, but as YouTubers. I think there's gonna be a big season for us. We see a lot of movement on our channels now. We're constantly getting bigger and growing every day. It's just fantastic for us all to meet up and congregate like this and actually put these opinions together, because there's so much bad information out there. It's just dope when three reputable sources come together and talk that talk. Foots the King, plug your YouTube, plug the music, all that good stuff, man.
Yo, Cowboys Nation TV. Some of y'all are right. I'm very tired, but the fact that I was able to push through with you all meant a lot. Cowboys Nation TV. I'm working on getting the name changed to Foots the King. Voch said I need to do it, so you know what? I'm gonna do it. Thank you all for growing with me. And if you guys want some music, I'm in a group called Foots and Coles. It's me and my man. We make a lot of music. And I just mailed off one to Vacho, and I mailed one off to you guys. That stuff is cool. That you guys support that in so many ways. So, like I said, Voch is on fire. Law is on fire. These guys are flat out goats. Y'all are the man. Y'all are the men, the homies, for sure.
Man, I'm humble, man. I'm humble. Brother Lawrence, where can the good people find you? 1.0 and 2.0. Tell them about all the channels.
Oh, man. You can find me at on Instagram, Facebook at LAWS Nation, as well as Twitter. And, of course, I got 2 YouTube pages. But just hit me up, man, especially for those on my Instagram. It's on fire. So hit me up on the DMs, man. DM me on Instagram if you want any questionings and you have any concerns, or if you like to go over those PFF stats and stuff like that. And remember, I always go over this, facts versus opinions, because everybody have those quick opinions, but you got to bust them up with the facts, because when we start throwing those numbers out, then they sit back and say, well, he just sucked. That's how they do it, Voch. They just say, he just sucked after you give them the facts.
Sure.
But that's where you guys can find me at. And let's continue to grind. The grind is necessary. Cowboy Nation, don't forget this guy, Voch Lombardi, who brings the party, man, the fire over there. Breakdowns like no other. Wow. And Foots, man, you doing your thing too, man. You just look, when I was out there in Oxnard, people was like, where you at, Foots? Where Foots at? And I was sitting there like, man, come on.
20K subs, man. 20K
yes. So next year, I know you're gonna be out there. All 3 of us gonna be out there next year, right?
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of us.
Oh yeah, I'm going. I went to Hawaii this year. I'm going, man. I'm getting back home in Ox, so I'm with it.
Yes, indeed. This is the greatest feeling ever, man, to be a Cowboys fan from Mississippi, small town, Natchez, Mississippi, whereas everybody know you by your first and last name. Yeah. And then when you get out here and you start talking and people know you when you're in L.A. and people know you when you're in Backdoor, Texas, it's crazy, man. This thing can be just flat out crazy of how all of the reach that we got now, man. I really appreciate you all. Thank y'all for having me on this platform.
Yeah. Go ahead, Foots.
No, that's it, man. I was just saying, thank you, Voch, for having us.
Cool. Everybody hashtag exchange the vibes. I was in my bag when I was doing that film, boy. Shouts out to everybody that dropped a super chat. Is much greatly appreciated. Shouts out to Brian Brown. He hit me in the PayPal as well. Let's see if he had a message attached to that thing. Let's see if he had a message on it. Let's go over there. Check out the PayPal. See what you're talking about. He says, it's a long message. Let me go ahead and click on that thing. Joe Sam Sandberg in the chat box. He says, too bad we didn't get the offensive line, defensive line. Let me tell you something, Joe Sandberg. I'm going to drop this Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup video in the morning, and I might do a live stream like Friday or something, and we'll just break down the offensive line live. We can watch it together as a family, as a unit, as a congregation. You know what I'm saying? He says, keep the great content going. You made me fall out my chair laughing at the end of the Randall Cobb film session. Get off me. I'm going to tackle Randall Cobb. No, you're not. Fuss, how's that Randall Cobb yak, bro? How is that Randall Cobb yak, man, on that 3rd and 10 on the right side, man? How was that?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That mother like a running back, son. That mother like a running back. He built like a running back, dog. That was all right. That was all right.
Come on,
man. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you're not on the injury report already, but look, that was special.
Brother Law, you think Cole Beasley's able to put his hand in somebody's chest and toss him?
No way. Cole Beasley, as soon as he caught the ball, he would have folded up. And I'm not throwing any salt or shade at Cole. He's our guy. We love them and all these sorts of things. But he's no Randall Cobb. You know, Randall Cobb got that grown man strength.
I don't love him. He gone.
You can't look at Cobb, and you can't look at his eyes either. He'll hypnotize you with his eyes.
Oh man, but I'm Voch Lombardi, man. We're y'all should know who the hell y'all here listening now. So shit. If you haven't subbed, please sub, hit the notification bell, because this is a very busy time of the year. I might drop a video every single day, but you wouldn't know it. But you need to click that button so you can get the updates, so you can know. You can watch on your lunch break. You can watch when you get home. I don't care when you do it. Just tune in and watch. Follow me on Twitter, man. VOCHLOMBARDI, man. We're gonna continue to push good work. That's all three of us. We're gonna continue to push correct information. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep watching this game and giving y'all honest perspective. All right. That's the end. I'm gonna roll these ads, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's at the end of the thing. So if y'all see something interesting, cop a shirt to support, cop the Patreon to support. Shouts out to Affordable Sticks and all them. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski, the Peasky Whiskey. Cost you nothing. There's a basket at the door. It's full of Peasky Whiskey. Grab you one on the way out. Peace, y'all.
Salute.
My cable bill was way too high. I reached out to affordablesticks.com. They sent me a Fire Stick, plugged that thing into the HDMI. Now I get unlimited shows, movies, and live TV. I'm a huge sports fan, so I love League Pass, Sunday Ticket, and I get the pay-per-view fights for free. That's something for the whole family. You can buy a Fire Stick for every TV in the house and still spend less money than you would on cable. That's affordablesticks.com. There's a link in my description. You should go click it. Cut the cord, man. The YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute. After canceling my cable, I saved $2,400 this year by switching to Beast TV through channelsforcheap.com. Some people pay $200+ a month. I paid $120 a year, or you can go $15 a month if that's what's convenient for you. You get 2,500 HD channels. 1,000 of those are in English, and there are plenty other international channels, TV Guide, and we get all the sports. One of my favorite things is this multi-screen feature. So if I don't know what I want to watch, I can tune into 4 different channels at one time that you can watch on 4 different devices, and it's available on Fire Stick, smart TVs, tablets, and if you're on the go, you can watch TV on your phone. Hit the link in my description or go to channelsforcheap.com where you can get a free 7-day trial. That's a whole week for you to just sit down and play with it and see what you like about it, then come back and make a purchase. If you have any questions, go to channelsforcheap.com, hit this little button right here, and they'll respond to you immediately. That is channels4cheap.com. The link is in the description. I highly recommend it. Let's do it. Okay, so like Law and Foots, like they gone or whatever, but who want to watch some offensive line film? Let me look at the chat box right now. Let me find the chat box. How many of y'all staying up late tonight? Hold on. How many of y'all staying up late tonight? Let me know how many of y'all staying up late. Because if y'all staying up late, I'm I might watch a little bit of offensive line film tonight. I might watch a little bit of offensive line film. I'm down. Run it. Let's get. All right, cool. So look, this was gonna happen, right? If y'all trying to watch a little bit of offensive line film, because I was gonna watch some offensive line anyway. I'm gonna end this video so the on demand video ain't 3 hours long and shit. And I'm gonna shut down this stream, and in like 5 minutes I'm gonna re-up it. Well, I can't stay up too late. I'm gonna turn down the Voch Lombardi. I feel you. Yeah. So what was I about to say? Yeah, okay, so cool. I'm gonna shut this thing down in like 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna re it up. And if y'all want to watch some O-line film, y'all just come back or whatever. All right, so peace, man. For now, and come back later if y'all want to watch some offensive line film, whatever.